Hey guys, welcome back to the Snow Globe. You've just stumbled upon the best time because I have for you the one and only Benny Hunnit in the house. And he's going to share a little bit about his journey from his time as an artist in the quiet Naples, Florida, all the way to 3 million plays on Spotify. And he's here to talk with me about his music, his plans for the future, his project coming this year. Can't wait for you guys to hear this. You're going to love it. Take a listen to my friend Benny Hunnit. Let's do this.
Okay.
That's my ritual.
Right? It's like, everybody know we starting now.
We starting, yo.
We're on.
It's embarrassing.
Listen up.
My coworker's like, why don't you visually tape it? I'm like,
Now, how do you do this? You do this like raw or,
yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of like, hey y'all, it's snow. Welcome to Snow Globe.
We in the building.
We in the building with my favorite, Benny Hunnit.
Hey.
Oh! Got Benny Hunnit in the building.
We are here.
Yeah.
What's going on, guys?
He's so gracious to come and talk about a few things with us. Mainly me. You listening. Okay, I'll stop.
Like they click it out. Like,
oh, that was a great sound, actually. Can you do that again?
I crap
He's like, I can't do it again. Sorry, it was just good. I need to use that like over like curse words and stuff.
Yeah.
You guys don't even know I love Benny. He indulges me way too much. But anyway, let's talk about your life, man. Let's talk about
No doubt.
how Benny Hunnit started, because I don't even know why I said started.
Started.
Was that Australian or just...
Started from the bottom. Yeah, a little bit of a Canadian Drake accent too.
I know how he started, but let's get into how he started.
All right. Yeah, so what do you want to know?
Yeah, like, okay, first of all, what's the new track that came out? The latest track that came out?
The latest track that I have out right now at the moment, that one is actually a collaboration track. That one was called Since I Was a Kid.
Yeah.
Featuring my boy, I just call him D3 because his whole name is like DSX. D3.
Oh my
I think
goodness.
So I'm like trying to remember these variables, but
Variables.
forgive me if he's listening. Yeah, we did a collaboration track together, and it's funny because that track has kind of been in the works for a little while now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, like he hit me up and he said, "Hey Benny, I really like your music." We've been talking for about a good 6 months on working on something, but then he said, "Hey, I'm getting near my album dropping. I would like you to get on it. Let's do a track together." So we made that track together Since I Was a Kid, and then once his album dropped in the beginning of the year,
Okay.
it was like perfect timing.
Perfect timing, yeah.
Yeah.
Hit off the 2020 year.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So it was great. It was great.
Yeah, it's with D3, you've got a collaboration called
Since I Was a Kid.
Since I Was a Kid.
That one has no music video. It's just on YouTube right now.
Perfect, yeah.
And that was a collaboration track for him.
Awesome.
That's my latest track.
Yeah, what's that one about?
That one is mainly just about since you were a kid, you've been doing your thing musically, grinding out, just trying to get on your feet and just be successful.
Real talk?
Yeah.
Nice.
So
I love stuff like that.
And it was a nice, fun little track too. It has
Yeah.
like an old school, like Jay Quan. Not sure if you heard the clip. I'm pretty sure you have the song Tipsy. Like everybody in the club.
Yeah.
It has like that type of vibe. Too.
Okay,
You hear
sweet.
the
So it's
beat.
like chill, like you can be in the
Yeah,
lounge. And
yeah, exactly. So,
nice, just kind of vibe out and stuff.
exactly.
Love it.
So.
And what about Bloody Murder? That is my favorite.
Yeah.
It's so insane.
Thank you.
I'm like, Bloody Murder.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Thank you. Yeah.
No, it's such a good video. I love it. It's
Thank
like
you.
so you too. I'm like, dang, I know that guy.
I appreciate that. Yeah, that one I would say is the track that's gained the most traction
Okay.
so far.
Yeah.
But,
Perfect.
Bloody Murder is my
Cheers.
little song of mine.
Awesome.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. What's that song about? Too? Like I've listened to it over and over now.
Yeah.
But Jesus, it's so good. It's
Thank
catchy
you.
too.
Thank you.
I'm like, this is what Benny's meant to do.
Yeah. Because I was thinking, I was like, I want to do something that's like fun and like bouncy,
Uh-huh.
yet like strong and aggressive. So
Yeah.
I was looking, just on the web looking for beats, and I found that beat. I did something to it, and I told the producer, and he's like, "Yo, that goes hard, man." And we just started talking, and it just the song started to
Just
gain
came to
traction.
life, huh?
Yeah, it started to gain
Wow.
traction. Bloody Murder is basically like an anti-rap song in my own way.
Okay. Anti-rap?
Yeah.
You have to unpack that.
Yeah,
What does that look? Okay, if you guys don't know what
It's like an
anti-rap is, listen to Bloody Murder.
Yeah, it's like an anti-rap / forget the haters type of song of my own. You know?
Yeah. Now, did most of your songs kind of stem from that? You look for a beat, kind of feel the vibe,
Yeah.
see what comes to mind?
Yeah, like
What's your musical style?
Well, for me, it can go either way. And when I mean either way, I mean in the sense of I'm feeling a certain emotion, and then I want to find a beat to match that emotion.
Okay.
Or I'll just go I'll be in the mood of feeling creative, and then I'll be thinking, I want to make a song. Let me find a beat that I feel I could rip.
Yeah. So it has to start from where you're feeling.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So it'll start from a certain feeling of emotion, and then I'll go about writing.
Yeah. Is there any song that you felt an emotion, you felt that creative juice, you look for the beat or whatever, and it's the core of who you are and how you feel?
A song? Oh, yeah, definitely. I have a project that's about to drop. That project is called Just Vintage Black. Nice. And what the project is about is it deals with the emotions like anxiety, depression, rejection. Mm-hmm. The theme of that project, there's a song in there that's called I'm Not Okay. And that song basically describes me in a sense as I'm wearing this mask in society, and I'm doing this and that to kind of compensate for the inner turmoil that I experience on a daily and the things that I go through. That darker music is really more so the core of my artistry. You know?
Yeah. So
yeah,
no, it's because a lot of people express their feeling of sadness or whatever, and maybe even anxiety to some extent, but they don't acknowledge it and make it something and own it.
Exactly, exactly. And just my opinion, I feel that to each his own. Everybody's gonna like their own thing, but there is a lot of stuff in the industry that's not really put out there. Nobody's really rapping real talk anymore. Now it's just all this auto-tune, jumpy type stuff, and that's fine. I jam,
that's what
jam
sells, whatever.
Yeah. But when it comes to really connecting, I don't think artists are really connecting anymore. I think it's more so they're trying to make a buck, and that's when things get problematic. You know what I'm saying?
Right, totally. Yeah, because you're trying to draw in a crowd for fake reasons.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're trying to draw in a crowd to gain money. Literally, there's rappers that don't even do the drugs that they're rapping about, but then they get people on those drugs.
No.
You know what I mean?
Whoa.
And it's dude, I'm not saying every song has to be you rapping about drugs and stuff or whatever, but at least when you're rapping or making music, period, keep it real to your core of your character. You know what I mean?
Got it. Yeah. The state of the game is inauthenticity.
Exactly. For me.
Okay.
For me. Some people are this is what's hot now. We should rap such and such because this is what's hot now. It's no, you should be rapping like you, and you should be talking about what you feel like as an artist, what's authentic to you, because that's what makes you stand out and be original at the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only way to be original.
Yeah,
people are I sound like this, or I look like this, or I think like this, or I talk like this. We all have those things in common because we're human, but the thing that makes us unique and away from everybody literally is your version of it.
Exactly how you convey that out to the world.
Exactly.
So absolutely.
That's the core of Benny.
Yes.
That's why Bloody Murder just took me by the heart. It's so crazy. I love it so much. So how would you describe your musical style? Because I know as little as about rap as rocket science. However, I indulge into it occasionally, and yours resonates with me just because I'm a fan in general.
Thank you.
But I love how you craft poetry inside of your lyrics. They're not just random lyrics just because
right.
there's a story
there's
in there.
Meanings to an end.
Yeah, exactly. So how would you describe your musical style in general?
Thank you. I would definitely say my music style would be versatile because I am not one to put myself in a box and limit myself.
Okay.
My main genre is more so the dark trap, dark vibes.
Mm-hmm.
However, I can do something jumpy. Like I can do like something that's EDM based. How Bloody Murder is, in a sense, you would say that's like EDM trap.
Yeah, it's like a total mash of genres.
Yeah,
it's
like it has like dubstep in there, and then it has like electronic sounds in there, and then it has like some crazy trap. You know, so
it's awesome.
I can adapt to whatever is pretty much thrown at me as an artist, and my music style, it's not really defined by a beat. It's more so defined by how my vision for the beat is and how I run with it.
That makes sense. You're super visionary in the way you craft these songs. It's amazing. I love it because you don't feel like you're listening to something that you would hear anywhere else.
Right, yeah.
It feels
it's not gonna sound
like this is a moment in time that you won't feel again unless you only listen to this song.
Right, yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Superb word. But I want to go back to how Benny Hunted started.
Absolutely.
Because this is a part of Benny Hunted that I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I'll start with something that I'm curious about. If you can remember, what is the first album you ever bought?
First album I ever bought. It's funny to answer this because a lot of people go, really?
We all have those.
Yeah.
Not even gonna lie.
The first album I ever bought, I was into a lot of Christian rap in the beginning.
Were you?
Yeah, because I love all kinds of music.
Yeah.
I would say the first album I actually ever bought was a album from Grits, I think.
Grits,
yeah, they're like a Christian rap band.
Oh, okay,
and,
sweet.
I forgot. I don't even know the name of the album because it's been so long ago. I was probably like 8 or something when this happened.
Amazing.
Back when we had CDs, you know.
Wow.
We had like CDs.
CDs.
We were just transferring over to from like using the cassette tape and plugging it into. You know, you put the cassette tape inside the car and then you plug that into the CD player type deal.
I think I've seen those kind of converter thingies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, because you didn't have a CD player in your car,
right.
So you had to use the
it's like a cassette thing
and
with the
put
little
it inside. Yeah.
And they put it into the CD.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because now we have like this cassette that goes into your iPhone or something.
Yeah, not yeah. Now you would be.
But that's like
it
cars.
Would be rare to see a car with a CD player. Like I still see them now.
Yeah.
We've evolved so much from cassettes to CD players. Now I think it's kind of like even Bluetooth and USB.
Yeah, I think it's just like USB and. Well, I have like I bought something, and had it installed in the car. I don't remember because my car is like a '98 wagon. Hey, listen, I love my wagon.
Right.
Ain't nothing my cousin said, oh, we have to ride in the mom wagon. I was like, listen, you want to ride or not?
Hey, get you from point A to point B. Stop crying.
It's
Get your car. Shut up.
I know it was the first car I bought with my own money, so I'm proud of it.
Hey, and it's still more. How long have you had that car for?
I've had it for like 5 years. I think.
Jeez.
6th year.
That 99?
Yeah.
Jeez. Gotta give a birthday cake to the car.
Or like a graveyard.
Yeah.
It needs to roll into a graveyard.
Oh,
I'll get a new car later.
6 years though for a 99? Hey man.
It's been great. It's
props to Old Bay.
Barely have any oil in it. It's still running.
Right?
So bad. Yeah, it's fun seeing kind of like the technological evolution of how we listen to music.
Yeah.
In our cars and, regular use.
Exactly.
Now everything's just like, you don't need devices, you need one device.
Yeah.
Which is nice and convenient.
Yeah,
Now, is that how you write it? How do you write your lyrics and stuff? Because I know you said you look for beats, match your emotion.
Right.
How do you come up with the words, though?
I'm feeling the beat so much that it just kind of just pours out because I'm that inspired.
Yeah.
Or I have to think about it and be like, okay, I'm going to structure this like this. Because as a songwriter, when you listen to beats, you actually have to listen to the whole beat and listen to the sounds when they come in. And then you determine, okay, this is where the chorus goes. This is where the intro goes. This is where the pre-hook goes. And this is where the verse goes.
Right.
And then you have to, once you're done breaking down the beat and seeing the structure of it, then that's how you can write accordingly. This is how my brain works.
Yeah, you like to keep it organized sometimes.
Exactly, because there's a structure to songwriting. So
Otherwise, it'll turn into a novel.
Exactly. then it'll just sound like, okay, what is he doing?
Stream of consciousness.
You know, so it's like, is he just
where are we?
Doing like acapella over a beat? Like, what is he doing?
That's funny.
So I try to make sure that I follow
the structure and abide by the laws, but then I make sure that I put my own twist to it as well.
Love it.
Sometimes, if you know the laws, you can break the laws with music, in the sense where if you know how things are supposed to be structured, you can kind of switch it up. Like, I have a certain song on my EP. It's called High Kinetic Drugs. And that one...
These titles.
I know.
I love these titles. Bloody murder. High Kinetic Drugs. So good.
And what I do is I take the verse. I take that, and because the second verse was about 8 bars longer, I actually took the first verse and copy and pasted it into the second verse. And then on that second part of that second verse, that's when I switched it up.
Okay.
Because I know the rules to music, you know, so...
And it still works.
Yeah, and it'll exactly, as long as you keep it structured when you're making the music, as long as you know your vision really for the song.
Yeah, and I think that's what separates artists too. You know, people who understand that there's like a foundation or a reason or a principle that you can follow to make a song. Right. Anybody can make a song.
Exactly.
The difference between an enthusiast and an artist is the artist, although is creative, they understand that there's a principle in the law.
Right.
But how to rewrite it in a way that's unique.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what it's all about.
It's clever because that's a special gift. Not everybody can do that.
Right. That's true.
Like, that's why you should listen to Benny.
That's right, guys. If you haven't
gotta experience this magicness.
You need to go listen.
This is what I do. So, back to your upbringing a little bit.
Yes.
So I want to dig in a little bit from your childhood.
Right, yeah, go ahead.
So where did you grow up exactly?
It's a funny question.
It's funny. You grew up in multiple places.
Exactly. My whole life has always been kind of, I guess you could say, nomadic in a sense. Nomadic? You know, where it's like, you're moving here, and then you're moving here, and you're doing that.
Was your family in the army, or?
No, but due to like life events and stuff like that, you know. So like I grew up. I'm originally from born and raised for most part in Naples, Florida. However, I've lived in Lehigh Acres, which is a part of Fort Myers. I've lived in Bonita Springs, and I've kind of moved and ping ponged and gone from those areas. I've even like hanged out in Miami before, you know. So I've gotten.
Those are all beautiful places.
Yeah, and then while I was working, I was all over Florida because I had a photography job, and that made me do a lot of moving for years.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so dope. Yeah. Yeah, that's it's. I think well, at least in my experience, it's hard to find people who kind of claim that spot only. You know what I mean? People are like, yeah, I'm like from Miami, from like Chicago and Canada one time for like a month.
Like, how did that happen?
Like unique, I guess.
Yeah. It's like, man.
So what are you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Where are you? So where are you really from?
Right.
The question.
It depends on where you want to what you want to claim.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I feel like if you've lived more than half your life somewhere, that's where you're from. But
yeah,
that's my opinion.
I agree with that completely. Now, what I will say is that I do have a lot of influences from different areas.
Okay.
Because a lot of people, they talk to me and they're like, "Oh, you sound like you're from New York or something like that." And I'm like, "Well, no, but my mom is from the Bronx and she raised me."
Well, there you go.
You know, so it's pretty much like I have that influence, like that New Yorker mentality influence from her because I was raised by her majority of my upbringing.
Yeah, perfect.
You know,
makes sense. Yeah.
And I've seen how she's moved, and a lot of how she's moved has impacted me as an individual, of course, because that's your parent.
Yeah.
So,
well, that's great that you carry that through in your music. I mean,
so it's kind of just
props to the Bronx.
Right.
I've never been. I wish I gotta go
to the Bronx. Appreciate y'all. Though I've only been there like one time for like 2 weeks.
Hey, they are lucky.
Right.
Carried that away and kept it.
Yeah.
Very cool. So that brings me to my next question. Do you have any like artistic influences that you kind of either emulate or really are into right now?
Definitely would say, and I'll tell you the reasons why. Because these are my top three. Definitely say Kanye West, one. The reason why I say Kanye West, though a lot of people may judge him for the way how he, he's...
I like to say he's passionate.
Yeah, he's a very passionate guy, but he's... Despite the way how people see him now, I love his thought process in making music, and that's always, like, resided with me. A lot of people... They've always compared me to him in the sense where they're like, "Oh, you kind of look like him. You got like the big cheeks and this and that." And that. I'm like, "Man, watch out!
Stop it!"
Like don't.
That's funny.
Yeah.
You're like, thanks.
Yeah. I'm like, is that a compliment or? I really enjoy the way how he makes music in the sense like being a recording artist. He's making music in the sense of composing.
Okay.
Like how you go. I'm not sure if anybody has ever had this experience, and I give you this one experience. When I was in 4th grade, I was in orchestra. My teacher allowed me to compose the Naples Philharmonic, as in I forgot the exact occasion, but some weird way I was able to like wave the baton and do that whole...
Really? You're a conductor?
Yeah, I was a conductor,
Wow.
And as a conductor, you can see what sound comes in when. Mm-hmm. Like, you point over to the violins and you tell them you come in, mm-hmm. And then you point over to, like, the people with the tambourines. They're like, okay, you come in. And then you point back to the violins and you're like, lower your side down.
Yeah.
You point to the, I don't know, like the drums or whatever
and
else.
You did that in 4th grade.
And the thing is, well, I was just like, as a kid, I was just like waving the baton type thing, but, or whatever that little thing is, but.
Amazing.
So I did that, and then that kind of opened my eyes in the sense of there's an arrangement with music. Mm-hmm. Like your vocal is just part of the arrangement. Yeah. But the way how everything works around it, Kanye West understands that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's how my brain views how Kanye West looks at music. Got it. I love it. So that's how I look at music, because it's like each sound counts for something. Right. And when you orchestrate it right and you put it together, that's what music is all about. You know what I mean? Couldn't have said it better. So another person would be like Tyler, the Creator. I do get a lot of comparisons with my voice and his voice because we both have deep voices. You know? But I do like Tyler, the Creator's imagination. Mm-hmm. He has a very nice imagination. He has the way how he goes about making music. He's versatile. He can be really funny or he can be really dark. Yeah. It seems like he always has like a character he's trying to show. Yeah. But in his own unique way. Like, he's literally not trying to emulate anybody. It's like his thing. Exactly. And you can feel that authenticity in the music. Right. And it really resonates with people. Yeah. Yeah, you can make all that, like, watered down, whatever sounds good, you think sounds good to the people, but if true authenticity is always going to win when it comes to music. Agreed. Agreed. And just about everything. Exactly. Because people are looking for something unique and different. Exactly. We hear the same stuff all the time. Yeah. So yeah. People want to feel unique and different too. Oh, yeah. That's another thing. Yeah, for sure. People, I mean, how often you wake up and you think, what kind of new thing you're going to experience today? You kind of just expect it to be the same. Exactly. When you feel that new thing, you know something's different. Exactly. So. Love hearing that with music. Who's the third? The third, it's between Common and Nas. I've always really liked Common a lot for some reason. Really? Yeah, I've always liked Common in the sense where the type of beats that he chose to rap on and his simplicity. He's not really he's very intentional. Like, he says it and that's it. Yeah, like, exactly. That's the perfect way to say it. No more, no less, and it's like, okay, I accept that. And it's easy to get the message. Yeah. Because that's what it's all about with music. You are sending a message with emotion and hoping that people can receive that message correctly in the way you communicated it and enjoy it. And just relish off that, Oh, totally. I could definitely see that. I don't think it's weird. Yeah, so he's like a guilty pleasure. Like a secret guilty pleasure. I like him, and I like his voice a lot. He's one of my favorite, and I've always liked Nas too. I don't think I've heard his music, but he's definitely more well known than Common is. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, and I think both of them are actors, right? Nas and Common. I know Common is. Common is now. Nas, I don't really see. I haven't seen Nas doing any acting. Okay, maybe I'm thinking about somebody else. Nas is just.
Oh, I was thinking about T.I. Oops.
Okay, no, I'm Nas. Yeah, Nas.
Yeah.
When I think he came out with the Illmatic and Stillmatic and all that stuff. Those
I remember. Classics, yeah.
That Illmatic.
It's like even if you don't listen to rap, you've heard that.
Yeah, it's like Illmatic is a classic.
Yeah. Hats off to these creative folks out there. Influencing, making a good influence on people.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So it's 2020.
Right.
What's on the horizon for you?
On the rise, I am working on, like I told you guys a little earlier, but
you got a project coming out.
Yes, got a project called Just Vintage Black, and it's dealing with the range of emotions such as anxiety, depression, rejection, a lot of emotions that aren't really dealt with to begin with, and this is kind of like my vent out project / get to know me type project.
Yeah.
That's on the rise. Getting a music video done is definitely on the rise. Getting this project out to the people and getting it done correctly is on the rise. So there's a lot that's been planned out, but it does take months to kind of execute it right.
Well, if you're an orchestrator, you're gonna make sure it's right.
Exactly.
Before you put it out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You gotta make sure.
It's not just like, here you are. Hope you like it. It
has to be a well concocted, orchestrated plan before you go ahead and you release the project.
But this comes from your soul.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is awesome. I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah, definitely.
Can't wait to see it too.
Me, so.
I want to touch on quick Benny Hunnid core. What is Benny Hunnid into kind of thing?
Definitely, yeah.
This is gonna be rando. Bear with me.
Sure, yeah. I'm down. Let's go.
Just because I'm curious and I love questions like this. What would you say your superhero alter ego would be?
I've always liked Captain America and Spider-Man. I've always liked those guys.
Really?
Yeah, I've always liked Captain America. I just like his honesty. His honesty and his leadership skills.
Yeah. He clearly cares about his people.
Yeah. He's a team player. And a lot of people don't know this about me, but I actually was a professional gamer before.
Shut up.
Yeah, I was a professional gamer before for a game called Super Smash Bros. Melee.
Come on, taking it back.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that game. Yeah. Any cousin you ever had, you played at their house for hours and hours and hours.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Super Smash Bros.
And you did it. You were a pro gamer.
Yeah, like I would travel to different states and go play competitively. And my main thing, what I was good at was teams.
Wow.
Yeah, I was good at in teams. That was my main thing. Like, I've always been a really good team player. I can do decent individually, but as a team player, that's where I shine.
Yeah.
You know?
That's good. So did you ever take that to one of these other popular games like Fortnite or Overwatch?
Like try to get professional.
Yeah, just to kind of translate or do the same kind of thing.
I feel like my passion for video games has changed. I do deeply love video games a lot.
Same.
But my passion has switched more so to music.
Yeah,
and focusing more on that because video games can be very time consuming and it takes a while to get good. Like it takes a long time to get.
Well, to be a pro, I can't even imagine what kind of training you got to do.
Oh yeah, like I still have blisters on my hands. Like I have calluses on the top of my hands from playing games so much.
I've seen some of those documentaries, and the kids are like, "Yeah, it's really fun and stuff, but." It's a job now.
And that's what takes the fun out of it.
Yeah, I mean...
And it started feeling like a job for me, to be honest.
Right.
It started feeling like a job, and I was going to tournaments and not really... I was finding myself not enjoying it.
Yeah, that can happen. But it's a huge and popular thing, which is blows me away. But, you can be a pro at it.
Yeah, it was...
Dude. But, you gotta have a lot of versatile... interests, I think, if that isn't your core passion.
Right, yeah, you might want to get involved with something else, or...
Just make sure you're, growing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't want to just know one thing.
You want to be, multi-talented.
Yeah, as much as possible.
Exactly.
Especially in the creative world, because it seems like you have to be kind of your one-stop shop. Now that everything is, so accessible and...
Exactly.
A nice camera is just your phone, or you know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
Anybody can have really good tools, but to make really good stuff, still got to know a lot. But that's what Benny Hanna does.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
No, yeah,
exactly.
That just shows your maturity and your goals and stuff. I love it.
Thank you.
Couple more things.
Sure. Yeah.
Leave me alone.
Don't at me. No. No, you don't have to feel like leave me alone. Like, yes, this is what I would ask. Goodbye. Like no.
No, I feel like I go for hours and hours. So what are the top 3 things you can't live without?
Top 3 things I can't live without. For me personally, I do love God. I do love my family and music. God, family, and music. Those are like the things.
And I love the order that you picked it in.
Yeah.
I was just like, this is a true guy. Ladies, you're single, are you? I'm just saying.
Come on,
the right answers. God, family, music. That's like whose band?
Thank
material.
Thank you.
Hey, but he's got his music right now, so don't be slobbering all over him.
Yeah, you know, one day.
We'll get to y'all soon.
See, he's even taking his time.
We'll get to y'all.
It's like I gotta treat one thing with all my attention at a time.
Exactly.
I love it.
Get things done right, so when you come by, things are already looking good for you. You know, so
see, that's what it's.
I'm working on me to help. You know, our future, whoever you are.
You heard it, ladies. You heard it. What haven't you attempted yet, maybe musically or even personally, that you would like to, perhaps this year or in the next decade?
Like to attempt?
Yeah, like, for example, myself, I probably want to ride a roller coaster one more time and see if I don't die.
Right.
But artistically, I want to make more things.
Definitely. Yeah, I would love to start expanding big, because I am thinking big.
Mm-hmm.
And start getting, like, my dream collaborations done. Like, I would love to have a song with Kanye, you know?
Yeah.
I'd love to have a song with, like, Tyler, the Creator.
Yeah.
Or Rich Brian, or whatever he calls himself. Like, I would love to have songs with, like, people that I've always liked, or that I like what they're doing. You know, so that'd be like number one. Like, get all those like collaborations out.
Yeah,
Those are like some goals of mine, and then expanding my own business with Purple Pharaoh and everything like that. With the
Purple Pharaoh, yes. You have a business.
Yes, that's the rap group that I have. That's the record label that I made. It's called Purple Pharaoh. So I'm wearing it right now.
Hey, let me get a picture.
Yeah. So you ever got this is the Purple Pharaoh.
Sweet. So that's a rap group then?
Yes, this is the group that a friend and I made. My boy, Follow Ray, I view him as a brother. We've been through quite a bit. You know, we've talked about this. He's actually the one who had the vision for the group, and I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Yeah. You know, so.
Nice. So you guys are trying to get more active in the group and stuff?
Right,
Get some more projects out?
Exactly.
Perfect.
And we're working on just getting things prepared and just getting things out properly, because really it's about execution at this point.
Yeah.
We have content. It's just about execution.
Right. Presentation.
Exactly.
Make sure everything's looking right. That's good. You guys are true businessmen.
Right. Exactly.
There's a lot of people who put stuff out and I'm like, okay, what am I looking at?
What is his goal? What's his vision? You know?
No, yeah, that's so good. It's important to have vision. I know people are like, ew, that's such a like ethereal word. Like I can't. It's existential. I don't understand what you're saying.
Yeah, it's like it's like it doesn't exist.
That drives you.
Yeah. I don't get that. It's like a lot of people that don't really have a vision in what they want to put out to the world, and they're just kind of going with the flow, man.
Totally, and I think that comes from different places. Like, you know, when you're younger,
right?
You remember doing stuff, but not really understanding why.
Exactly. Yeah, I know.
It's like a transitioning phase. I think people sometimes are in that transition phase for years.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
They're just doing stuff because they think they should. Somebody told them they do.
Yeah.
This is what they're doing because it's here. You know.
Yeah, and it's like.
But vision for it, that takes a different kind of mindset, I think.
Exactly, because the thing is you have to believe in what you're doing. You know, when you have a vision for something, you have to believe in exactly what you're doing, how you're going to get there, and there's going to be things along your path that are going to come through that you did not think you're going to experience, that you have to experience, and you have to remember, hey, this is my vision, this is what I'm sticking to.
Exactly. That'll keep you back on track.
Exactly.
It's a smart move. It's hard to get used to doing if you don't practice it either.
Right.
Because, yeah, and that's the point of a vision. I mean, artists have to remember sometimes that you are the one who believes in you the most.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean? So keep going. When you get older and wiser in the things that you're doing, your past may change, but the core reason won't.
Right.
And you won't get distracted.
And my viewpoint on it is, I guess you could say it's controversial in a sense. People should not use age as definer points in their life. You could look at people and their success. Some people who are insanely successful don't really hit that mark until they're like 50 or 60. Like that person I think of, like KFC. That dude, he was probably in his late 60s before KFC started. Colonel Sanders.
Colonel Sanders.
Yeah.
And what defines success at this point? I mean, it almost depends. I mean, we see it. It looks successful. Yeah. Does he believe it's successful?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. And nobody should view it as an, oh, well, I'm 32. Maybe I should stop. Like, if you have the passion and the drive, you will get where you need to get. And God's timing is what people need to understand. Yeah. You know?
Because maybe you don't need to be making $300 million right now.
At the age of 16.
Sounds kind of scary.
Yeah, you know? Like, maybe you are not emotionally mature for that yet. And you're thinking, man, well, I've been through this and I've done that, but God is like, and not to get preachy on people, but you know, God is like, this is my perception. Yeah. God is like, well, you're not ready for that. You have to experience this, and then I'll bring you to that. Exactly. You know what I mean? Yeah. Everything happens for a reason, as everybody
It's not meant to break you.
Exactly. It's meant for growth.
Yeah, and it depends on how you're looking at it. So remember that, and always take something out of it if you can.
Exactly. You know? Exactly.
Yeah. Can't pretend I know everybody's all, their bad experiences or whatever, but just based off our own lives.
Right.
I can tell you things in high school, I was so weird. And I didn't know anything. And there's so many experiences I had, I think maybe after I gained a little independence that I was so grateful for.
Right.
To be, and to be somewhat still under my parents' wings. Because I think if I was all alone experiencing those things, I'd probably be much more damaged. And, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm grateful I had experiences the way I had them. Success, when people are like, oh, I need to be successful now, I need to blow up.
I'm just right there, man. I need my blow up right now.
And that's not a bad goal, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like you should sell yourself short.
Yeah.
Blow up if you want, but listen, remember, in time, you don't have to rush it. Like,
you really don't. And I'm never worried about it. I get stuff all the time because I'm 45 now. Just kidding. I'm 27.
If you were serious, I'd be like, dang, you look good, man. What are you eating, almonds every day?
Keeping my brain intact.
Damn.
That vitamin E. No, I'm 20.
Looking good. It's like, I need to do what you're doing.
All right, 45, no wrinkles. What is it?
What is the secret sauce?
Yo,
it's good.
Botox and plastic.
Go to the Botox.
Right. It's like, no.
That's funny.
No, but in all seriousness, even I get stuff, and I'm 27 now. People are like, oh, I hear like, you should fall back because you're 27. And to me, age doesn't determine my impact on my life, on how my life affects others. I'm not going to let age determine that, and you shouldn't either. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. People, when they express what they're passionate about and what they want to do, I think it depends on their mindset. Like, you can say, well, I want to be successful by this time and define what that success looks like.
Right.
And I've seen people who are wildly success. I mean, like, awards, well-known recognition, crazy amount of followers. Some of their products are in people's homes, in that, maybe locally, sometimes internationally.
Right.
But they said the success that they found is all great and helpful, but where they define their success is the happiness and love they have from their family.
Right.
So, and that's where they're most happy. They just like all this extra stuff, but it's not like it could go away and they'd be fine.
Yeah.
So it depends. Depends on you.
Exactly.
So don't let your age stop you from doing something
that you are passionate about and that you want to do, as long as you believe in your vision. stick to that vision and don't
let people throw you off.
Exactly, and tell you, oh, you should do this, because everybody's gonna have an opinion, but you stick to your vision. You stick.
Consider what they're saying. Yeah. Let them guide you. You know what I mean? But negativity, literally, just like bat it out with the bat.
Yeah, exactly. The negativity and just push it out of your brain. Eject it. Control Alt Delete. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Turn the power off to that immediately. We're not energizing that negativity.
Yeah. I think some people are negative, like they need to be negative or something.
Oh,
it's like they don't even know what not being negative feels like anymore.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I know people. I have family members that are like that, in the sense where they're like, oh yeah, well, you should have did this and you should have did that. And it's like, well, who are you to judge? And I'm not really one to judge people off of their lifestyle, but
you're like, I don't have that same vision that you're talking about.
It's like,
I don't want to be there. Why are you giving me advice as if I need to be there? It's just like, what?
It's like, I'm doing my own thing. You do your own thing, and you just kind of leave me be. Like, I appreciate you talking.
Family has like a different buffer. You're like, I'm listening, but no.
Yeah, exactly. I kind of just filter it out at this point, because my mindset is so beyond and different what somebody else is thinking that. And when I mean beyond and different, I'm not saying my mindset's better. I'm saying my mindset is on a different frequency. It's on a different wavelength than what that other person's thinking like. So, and
I'm sure they mean well. It just gets kind of weird when you're like, okay, this doesn't have anything to do with me.
Exactly. I literally had a guy today. He was telling me like, oh, you should do this type of music. I'm like, no, that's not how music works. Oh yeah, you should do this, and I have. You're
like, my talent is here.
Exactly.
Calm down, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, what could you tell me the story with I Love You 1000?
Oh 2000? Yeah, 3000. Yeah.
Oh shoot, I got it wrong.
No, you're fine.
How did that blow up in Thailand? That was nuts, dude.
Yeah, it was funny because I was just in the mood. My manager, he was like, yo, Benny, you should do a track about Iron Man. And I was like, you know what? That was a good movie. I'm going to do that. At the time, I had built a studio in my room. Like styrofoam and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you remember that?
Yeah.
So,
for those of you who don't know, I was helping my uncle write some music or whatever, and I needed to record my strings. And I was like, Benny's like, oh yeah, I got a studio. I'm like, dude, I'm coming over right now.
Yeah.
I'll Venmo you right now.
That was awesome.
Yeah. So you have your own studio, and then...
Yeah, and then I was listening to a beat, and I was like, let me make something like nice and uppity. And then I think the reason why that blew up, because... What's her name? Stephanie Poetry, whatever her name is. The girl from Indonesia. Her.
Okay.
She's like a big Indonesian artist. She made a song called I Love You 3000, and we released it at the same time.
Oh, no way.
So...
Couldn't even notice that. You didn't even know that would happen, right?
Yeah, so it's like that got mixed in with her algorithms.
So you got some listeners just by
accident. Yeah, so that's when I got that.
And I think the movie Endgame had come out recently too, so it was
that's where it was all perfect timing. Her and I just had the same idea, and her song blew up because she has a way bigger fan base than mine.
Yeah. But that we were like rooting for you, like seriously, that was amazing. I was like, that was such good publicity.
That one helped a lot too. I had gained a lot of Indonesian fans. Shout to Indonesia.
Did you expect that? I mean, even though that was that moment that blew up for you,
right?
To gain Indonesian fans at all?
No, I wasn't. I wasn't expecting anything. I was just making the song because I was like, I want to do something that's like fun, different. Just want to experiment. So,
right.
So
that's where our greatest creations come
from. I made that song, and I still view that song. It's like it's definitely not something that I would really do on normal. You know what I mean?
It showed where possibility is.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, and it made me think like, oh, wow, this is something. I can make a move with this.
I can make a move with this. I can ride this wave.
But deep down inside, though, I was like, that's not really me. You know what I mean? Like, that's not.
No, but that's what you can do.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's when your artistry is appreciated more than your persona.
Right.
Because I think people get lost in that. You're like,
yeah.
Oh, I thought that celebrity was like this, but when I met him, he wasn't really funny, or you're like, dude, he's doing a job. He's doing a character.
Yeah.
Like, comedians who act
exactly.
or whatever, they're like, tell me a joke. They're like, I do stand-up, but I don't, like, tell jokes like a circus clown.
Yeah, it's like, I'm just not here for your, like, delight. Like, for, like,
you're like, I'm not on the clock right now.
Like, the comedians are like, okay.
What the heck, yeah. I'm wondering if that's, like, a cultural thing, or just people are like, this is all just entertainment.
I think people kind of forget the sense that people tend to do two things. That this is where this is an issue at. And when I mean two things, I mean in the sense of how they view artists. Mm-hmm. The first thing is they'll either get really wrapped up in the person's artistry and assume that's them as a person, or they'll get really wrapped up with them as a person and assume that's them as an artist. And what I mean by this, there's many artists out there that make, like we said prior, they make music talking about drugs, this, and that. But when you meet them in person, this person has not popped one pill, or this person has not smoked one blunt, or this person hasn't, done anything crazy. But that's their artist personality. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then on the flip side, you have people doing crazy stunts like Lil Pump, where his personality is kind of like crazy and jumpy. And if you're watching this guy on Instagram, you're just like, what is he doing? But then, like, deep down inside, he might be, like, completely different, Right. Like, I know that he's smarter than that. Hence, that's how he got where he's at, Like, but that's just his character. That's just what he's putting out to the fans. And people tend to look at those things because seeing is believing. And they were like, oh, yeah. And it's like, no, guys, this is just a pretty much a job / character. Yeah. But in my opinion, I feel like the best artists are the artists that synergize their character for who they are and as in being authentic with them as a person. Like, it won't be completely you because you gotta have some kind of distance, but there has to be like a correlation as in what you're saying is true. Because, sure, yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah, so this is just a generalization. I don't know for sure, not a musical historian. No, right, yeah. In maybe from 1980 till now, music, I'm talking about music, film music, rapping music, right? Just pop artists, whatever. Everything is to sell something, right? You're selling that tune, or you're selling that artist, you're selling that person, you're selling memorabilia to go with that person, right? It's to sell something. And so when people are like, this isn't authentic, what is this garbage or whatever, they're just trying to fool me or whatever and get me to go to their concert or whatever, or watch their music videos. And some of it's totally seductive. You do watch that stuff because it's entertaining. It takes us out of our real life. We can appreciate it for its, like, crazy outrageousness. So that mindset has been carried through, and we're almost shocked when they're like, we're not that person. This is just the character that I put on for your entertainment. Exactly. So I think that's why people like independent artists or artists for artists' sake, which I love, like Grimes. Artists for artists. She's so creative. When they're doing it, like you said, authentically, true to who they are. They're not making a scene. They're saying, no, this is the character I've created. Yeah, this is how I built it. Watch this journey. Exactly. That resonates more. Oh yeah, definitely. Because now you're following that person and their work. And it does. It does too. It does, because if you look at Kanye West and a lot of his beginning works, a lot of his stuff in the beginning sold because it resonated with the people who felt that way. Like Jesus Walks, Yeah. God showed me the way, the devil trying to break me down. Like, I can relate to that. Yeah. Everybody can relate to that. Right. He made so much money making music like that. I'm pretty sure he still makes good money with everything else that he does, but authenticity still holds weight, is what I'm saying and what you're saying at the end of the day. At the end of the day, for sure. Authenticity will still hold weight, and the people who resonate with that will be your true fans forever. Heck yeah. Yeah. And it goes back to our core human nature. Like I said, I'm not a psychologist or anything. These are just things in passing I've heard and I felt so interested in. It goes to our core as humans. Acceptance, community, feeling connected. Right. Somebody experiencing something you're feeling and not feeling alone. Exactly. That resonates. That's what it's all about. Yeah. You know? So that's why you shouldn't be afraid to be yourself.
Not just because, like, you may be the only one. I hope you're the only one. That's special.
Exactly. That's uniqueness. That's unique. Being different.
Yeah.
That's why I don't
And it's a treasure. That means you're not just, like, a glitch or something.
Exactly.
You're, like, the most precious and special thing.
Right.
Being you and being... and sharing. And let people see that because it's special.
Exactly.
I love it. That's why you're special, Benny Hunted.
Thank you.
That's why I love you.
Thank
you for coming in. Thanks for indulging me in my awkwardness.
Oh, no. I had a great time. I appreciate you bringing me here. I love it. That was awesome.
Find Benny Hunted on
YouTube. You can find me on YouTube. You go to YouTube and type in Benny, BENNI space HUNNIT. That space is very important for Google and YouTube. Because there are people out there named Benny Hunted without the space and without the I and the E and this, that. But yeah, if you go to Google or YouTube, Benny, BENNI space HUNNIT. You can find me there. You can find me on Instagram, the whole word, Facebook, Benny Hunted. You can find me on Twitter. You can find my music on Spotify, Benny space Hunted. You can find my music also on Apple Music. It's distributed out to pretty much every store possible. My music is Shazamable. That's even a word. You can Shazam it. Just throw that out there. It's like if you hear somebody listen to Benny Hunted, they listen to Bloody Murder, they're listening to my Just Vintage Black EP, you can Shazam it.
Yes. And check out Benny Hunted on pretty much anywhere, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and anywhere you can buy music.
Any website you're pretty much thinking about, I'm probably already on it. iHeartRadio, I'm probably on that.
Nice. I love it so much. Alright guys, thanks for listening in. Thank you, Benny, for coming by.
Definitely. Thank you for bringing me here.
Alright, we'll see you, I guess, next Friday for another episode of Snow Globe. Bye.